Hey guys, comic books. Yeah, so while I was down in Florida, I tried to take some opportunity to take a look at some of the comic shops at where we were at in Orlando and near Tampa. The comic shop I went to in Tampa had some back issues, but it was probably one of the worst selections of back issues I've seen in a while. I mean, just in terms of the disarray and the quality of what they had. Like a lot of the sections, they had the sections laid out, like, Spider-Man, yada yada, title by title, of course. But when you went to look through them, they didn't actually have what was supposed to be in there. So whatever, wasn't a huge miss. But then we went to some places in Orlando. One of them was I thought a really nice success. One of my most exciting hauls in a while. It's always good to get Spider-Man books, regardless, and that's what I do. But not only did I find some Spider-Man books that I really was looking for, there's also some other books in here that were on my list, but I never thought I'd see in the wild for a cheap price. Anyway, let's jump into it. We'll kick it off with the new releases from the past few weeks. This is about 3 weeks old, I think, or 4 weeks. Excuse me. It's Batman and Robin Eternal number 10. I got this because it's the second part of the Azrael introduction into the series and into DC, the new 52 or new DCU, whatever they're calling it now. Basically, it's the first new appearance of Azrael since New 52 started. So I'm a big fan of Azrael. Not a huge fan of DC, but Azrael's always been one of my favorite characters, so I was excited to see him come back. I thought they did an okay job. Hopefully they'll continue using him. I'm kind of fearful that they're going to put him back on the shelf. This book I don't think is doing that great. In fact, I think I heard they're going to cancel it before it was initially supposed to end. If I'm remembering news articles correctly. I think I heard that it was ending sooner than it's supposed to. So that doesn't give me a lot of hope that they're going to take elements out of this and then bring them into their own. Like the mainline Batman books, whatever those might be, like Batman or Detective Comics, I guess. So I'm not super hopeful. They kind of left it open for Azrael to pick up like some threads that he was left on and then continue those into, I guess, maybe further into this book or into another book if they so choose. Like I said, I don't think that's going to happen. I would love for it to, but my gut is telling me that Azrael's going to be left on the shelf again. But we'll see. If I'm wrong, well, I'll be happily wrong. The next one I got was Mighty Thor number 2. This is the 92 variant. Like I said in previous videos, I'm trying to stick with just getting one copy of a book unless I can find like a second copy or a variant that I really want for under 10 or cheap or whatever. So this one I decided to get the 92 variant because I like these 92 variants. This one was $5.99 at Newberry, so that's what, like $1, $2 over cover price. Not terrible. And I do like these 92 variants. Never been a huge fan of Thunderstrike, but the 92 variants I think are kind of fun. So pick this up. This book is also, well, not also, but this book is consistently awesome and it is still awesome. If you have any passing interest in Thor, I would pick it up. Like, although I guess it doesn't really have Odin's son Thor, has the Jane Foster Thor, who I think is very cool. but to each their own. Next we got Miss Marvel #2. I actually really wanted the 92 variant. I think I was not like super on board with this book after #1. I just don't like I don't like this artist. And this artist switches with Adrian Alfona for like you know, mainstay artist duties on this book. They'll switch like arcs. I like Adrian Alfona a lot more than this guy. This guy's got a very like cartoony anime looking style that I'm not totally on board with, and just kind of makes it fall into that young adult corner of the world a little more than it does under Adrian. But anyway, it's still a good book. I still like it. I probably won't continue I probably won't pick it up again until the Adrian Alfona is back on the book. But I wanted to get this issue. I really wanted the J. Scott Campbell 92 variant. They didn't have it, so I got this just because I had it on my list and I wanted to grab it. Yeah, but it was alright. Like I said, I probably won't grab #3. Next one is Amazing Spider-Man 1.1. Not a fan of these point things they try to do to like sell miniseries. I mean, it's a good idea from a marketing standpoint to get people to buy miniseries that, you know, normally no one would look at. Like if this was branded as like a Spider-Man and the Sanitarians miniseries, I don't think it would have gotten half the orders that it did. But having that Amazing Spider-Man title on it and then being essentially part of the ongoing series, I guess, is a selling point. I bought it where I wouldn't have bought it before, but I was kind of curious to see. I don't know how to say her name. The artist on this, Bananchi. I was curious to see her or him on a like doing like full interior art on a Spider-Man book. I thought it looked a little rushed, so I'm not gonna be picking up any more of this, but I got that one, so no biggie. The next we got Web Warriors #2, the 92 variant. I had to go to 2 shops before I found this one. Also, this one's, you know, $2 above cover price. Not super on board with Web Warriors. I really don't like the concept. I think it's more fun than the Spider-Verse miniseries from Secret Wars that ended recently. The art's definitely better. The writer's the same. But the art's still not really like great. It's okay. I like this cover a lot because it's the Clone Saga, which I'm a fan of, even though, you know, like I've said before, it kind of fell apart at the end. But I love Ben Reilly, so yeah. I just think the Web Warriors thing is kind of lame. The title's lame. The concept is lame. I'm not on board with it. Probably won't be picking up anything after this issue unless something significant or interesting happens in the book that I see. Yep, that's about that. Next one I got Silk #2, and I kind of wish I didn't. I really only got it because I like Stacey Lee's art so much. And I kept kicking myself every time I didn't pick up the Silk series during the previous run before Secret Wars. I had issue 1, but I didn't continue after that. But I love Stacey Lee's art. So I got this because I wanted to check out her art some more and see if I can get into the Silk series. Because I've heard good things about it. But the art, this was a fill-in artist, and it's pretty awful, I think. And the story didn't really grab me much either. But, you know, for me, it needs to be a good story and good art for me to like enjoy it. If it's just a good story, I think and it has bad art or art I don't like, I feel like it diminishes the effect of the story. Definitely. I mean, I feel like it's almost kind of hard to argue that a bad artist might like sell certain moments in ways that they're not supposed to be drawn, or, you know. Anyway, maybe I'll check out issue 3 if Stacey Lee's back on it, but I wasn't really happy with that one. Another one I'm not happy with. Ultimate End #5. You know, I'm going to go on a rant about the Ultimate Universe in a separate video because I've got a lot to say about it, and yeah, I don't want to drag this on too long. What I will say here is that this issue is terrible. This is the last Ultimate Universe issue, kind of. I mean, I'm not even going to go into like the Secret Wars mess that the Ultimate Universe became in Battle World. But I just thought this issue was really poorly done. Every time they have a chance to really like bring the stakes, increase the stakes and with the Ultimate Universe, which is like one of its selling points, is that you can do whatever you want with it and really like bring up the tension. They totally dropped the ball, and then this was supposed to be a good send off, and I just felt like it was. I couldn't believe it as I was reading it. I thought it was really awful, and it's a shame because they try to sell it as like, oh, we've got Bagley and Bendis. They're the guys that started the Ultimate Universe. So it's gonna be good. These guys are invested. They want to make it good, but Bagley's art was fine. I don't know what happened with the writing, but same thing happened with Cataclysm. If you guys read that, they were trying to sell it as like Bendis and Bagley are back again. They're gonna, change the stakes. They're gonna do something crazy. The Ultimate Universe gonna change everything, and it was just like, it was also kind of fell flat. But this was crappy, and yeah, that's about that. Ultimate Universe went out on a whimper. The next two are from this week. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur #2. This is alright. I want to like it more than I do, so I'm gonna continue until the first arc is over, and then I'll see where I stand. But I would say it's slightly above average. I like the art a lot. It definitely has potential, so we'll see. And then we got, of course, Amazing Spider-Man #5, which is still really good. One of my favorite titles of the new Marvel Universe #1 series, whatever, relaunch, soft relaunch, whatever they want to call it. I think this has been consistently good, and I'm pretty interested to see what's going to happen, so that's a win for me. And then we get into the back issues. Well, the first one I got here is from eBay that I got a few weeks ago that I forgot to show off. Or maybe I haven't done a video since then. X Factor #24. This is a pretty awesome and nice copy. It's a book I always wanted when I was a teenager or adolescent. Basically when I was collecting from the early 90s to when I stopped in 96. So from 10 years old to about 16. But it was always like a $15 book, and back then I didn't really have that. When I saw the trailer for the Apocalypse X-Men movie, I jumped on this because I didn't want it to like go out of reach. I don't think it's going to go out of reach. I think there's more than enough copies to satisfy the demand, but it's still a pretty awesome moment in X-Men mutant history. It was just cool that how they redesigned Angel to make him like an actual threat to villains and heroes, depending on what was going on, rather than just being like a guy with wings that has a bazooka. So I thought that was cool. I think that worked out pretty well for them. Next one we got here is one of the stores I went to in Orlando, the comic store I think it was. They didn't have any back issues, which I was really disappointed with. But I picked up this guy, Amazing Spider-Man #3. This is the Gabriel Dell'Otto variant. It wasn't $7.99. It was actually $5.95. I grabbed this because I wanted to get something there. Since we were over there, I had Christmas money, so I thought I'd grab. This was the only one that caught my eye of the books that they had. And $5.95 wasn't crazy above the cover price, so thought I'd grab it. Didn't really need it, but it's a cool cover, so I got it. The rest of these are from the Coliseum of Comics in Orlando, and these were, I was pretty happy with these. Prices weren't like all amazing. Some were, some weren't. Some were mispriced. What do we got here? About 7. Yeah, but I'm pretty happy with them. We'll start off hot. got this guy for, again, this is in the wrong bag. This was for the other book, $5.95. This was about $3. It's the second printing of Daredevil 111, first appearance of Lady Bullseye, which is a pretty hard book to find, second printing. I think it sells for about $30 on eBay, $25, $30, depending. She's not like a character that's really used that much anymore, but I think it's a modern Daredevil key, I would say. And you know, if they ever use her in the TV show, you can expect to see this go crazy. Not that she's gonna be in the TV show, for, you know, if they go with using the male Bullseye before her, you know, it'll be a long time before we see her show up, because I don't think they're gonna do them in close proximity like that, or in close timeline. But still, this is, like I said, it's about a $30 book I got for $3. You know, it's one of those books that I keep on my radar when I don't have a list, and I just look in various sections for these. And I was really surprised to see this there, so I snatched it up, and that was definitely a big win. I was really happy about that. The other one I got was Amazing 434. This is so there's two covers to this one. There's one with Ricochet, Spider-Man's Ricochet, and then there's this one. This one's the harder one to find. I've never seen it before in the wild. They listed it as $9, and the ticket price was $9. But I didn't notice till like I was already home for a day, or back at my parents' house for a day, that they charged me $14 for it, which sucks. And I wish I would have caught that then. I really need like an assistant to come with me to the comic shop to like make sure I don't like buy crap that's damaged or mispriced, because I'm freaking terrible at paying attention to that stuff. Anyway, I was really excited to get this. 14 is okay for it, I think. I probably could have got it cheaper, but I don't see it very often, or at all. I haven't seen this one that I can remember since I've been like looking for Amazing Spider-Man books. So I was really happy to get it. Yep, that's about that one. Then we got Amazing Spider-Man 669. Spider Island ones are usually a little difficult to find. This one I don't see too often, but it's not like nothing super significant happens in it. It's just so happens that maybe it's just a higher demand for the Spider Island series. Anyway, I think this was about $4, so not too bad. Then we got Amazing Spider-Man Annual 19. I paid $3 for this. This is another one that I thought was in better condition than it really is. It's got some damage up at the top over there. Still not terrible for $3, so I'll take it. I like the cover too, even though I didn't read the book, but I couldn't find where this actually happens in it, and the art inside is not the greatest. This cover is by John Romita, so that is pretty cool. Then we got Amazing Spider-Man 230, got that for $8. Thought that was a pretty fair price. So now I have that Unstoppable Juggernaut run to $29 and $230. So pretty happy about that. It's a really nice copy too. I would say very fine, near mint at least. Well, at least very fine. There's really not anything significantly wrong with it. Pages are, I guess, a little brown, but other than that, not too bad. Then we get Web Spider-Man 125, the unenhanced variant. The enhanced cover has a hologram on it. This one's not. So I thought I'd grab that. This was $5. It's probably more than I should have paid on it. I bet you could find this in a dollar bin somewhere, but the unenhanced version is harder to find than the enhanced version. So I thought I snatched it up while I could. It's got some browning up on the corner over there, so the white's not bone white, but other than that, I think it's a pretty good looking copy. I'm happy with it. And then the other one that I was really happy with that I don't really look for very often, but I decided to take a chance and look this time. The Target edition of Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man #1. This one goes for, I got this for $3. And I almost put it down because sometimes I forget which Ultimate Spider-Man variants are more expensive than others, and I thought this might have been one of the ones that used to be worth something and then isn't really anymore. But I ended up grabbing it because I was like, well, for $3, I can't go too wrong with it. It goes for about $80 to $100 on eBay or more. I've seen some sell for more recently. Mine isn't a near mint or very fine copy. It's definitely got some problems on the edges over there. You can see some cracks. And the spine's definitely got some color breaks in it all along. So I don't know. I mean, you guys can tell me. I think it's maybe that's fine minus. I could probably still get like maybe $30 to $50 for it, which is, more than $3. I wish I would have gotten a very fine copy. That would have been awesome. I'm debating whether or not I want to hold on to this or not. I don't know. I think it's cool to have like a variant that's hard to find. Maybe I'll check the print run. If it's like something that's really like low printed that I'll never see again, maybe I'll hold on to it. But the whole Ultimate brand for me is just kind of down in the dumps right now. So I'm not super interested in holding on to this, but I might. We'll see. Anyway, I was really happy to find it though. Especially after I got home and realized it was actually worth something. It's just cool to find stuff that you don't normally see, so I was really happy with that store. There was a third store that I could have went to, but I was with my family, and I was the only one there that had any interest in comic books, so I didn't want to drag them all over the place. But not too often that we go out of state, so it would have been cool to just kind of spend a day traveling to flea markets and comic shops without worrying about other people. But anyway, that's about it. I do have a lot of eBay stuff coming. They all get delivered to my job because I'm in an apartment complex and I don't want them leaving boxes in the front door. So I'm gonna be picking those up next week. Hopefully, most of them will be there. Some really cool stuff. Like I said, I've been selling a lot of like my old Marvel Legends and things like that. So I've been collecting a significant amount of money in my PayPal, and just during like Christmas break or this past week, I've been just looking for things that I want and bidding on them, and I won a few, so I was pretty happy with that. Some books, trying to knock off some of the harder books to get off the my Spider-Man run, trying to collect 200 to 700 consecutively. And there's definitely a few ones in that run that are a little more difficult than others. So I'm trying to knock those out. I think I got a few, and there's a few other books that I got that are not Spider-Man related that were kind of fun. Anyway, yeah, tomorrow's New Year's Eve, so everyone have a great New Year's Eve, whatever you're doing. We're probably just going to be sitting around, just enjoying the new year at home. Stay safe, all that fun stuff, and I'll catch y'all later.